Level 1. The intern screen. You do not start by watching the world. You start by watching a dashboard. A clean government office. A badge around your neck. A temporary login. A supervisor standing behind you, explaining what you are allowed to see and what you are not allowed to touch. At this level, the data looks boring. Numbers, timestamps, network traffic, anonymous signals moving across maps. No faces, no names, no voices, just patterns. That is what makes it feel harmless. You are told this is not spying. This is national security. This is filtering noise. This is protecting people who will never know your name. Then one signal gets flagged on your screen. Nothing dramatic, just a small red marker beside an ordinary city. Your supervisor leans closer, and for the first time, you realize the system is not watching countries. It is watching moments.
Level 2. Metadata. The next level does not give you conversations. It gives you the shape around them. Who contacted who? When? How often? From where? For how long? No message content, no recorded voice, no dramatic secret. Just connection. At first, it feels limited. Then you watch a pattern form. A phone in Virginia calls a number overseas every Thursday at 2:17 a.m. That number touches another number, then another. Then a device that went silent for 6 months suddenly turns back on. Nobody says what any of it means. They do not need to. The map starts drawing the story without words. You sit there staring at dots and lines, and something uncomfortable becomes clear. A person can hide what they say, but they cannot always hide who they keep returning to. At this level, privacy does not disappear. It becomes a shape.
Level 3. The query. Your access expands. Not a lot, just enough to make your stomach tighten when you log in. Now you can run limited searches. A selector. A number. A location window. A time range. Everything requires justification. Everything is logged. Every search leaves a trace inside the system. Your supervisor repeats the rule twice. If you do not have authority, you do not look. You nod like that sentence is simple. Then you type your first approved query. The screen fills with results. Not secrets. Not yet. Just fragments of movement. A hotel Wi-Fi connection. A border crossing record. A device seen near an embassy. A second device seen near it 3 days later. You are not seeing a person. You are seeing the shadow a person leaves behind when they move through the modern world. And the shadow is clearer than you expected.
Level 4. The watch floor. The watch floor runs all night. Rows of analysts. Low blue light. Large maps on the wall. Phones that never ring for normal reasons. This is where information stops being academic. A signal appears. A region changes color. Someone across the room asks for confirmation. Someone else starts typing faster. You are assigned to monitor a small part of a larger case. Only one stream. Only one angle. Only one piece of a puzzle already moving above you. But it feels different now, because the dots on the screen are connected to decisions. Travel alerts, embassy warnings, military briefings, names passed quietly between agencies. You still do not see the full picture. That is intentional. Compartmentalization protects the system, but it also protects you from understanding how much the system knows. Until one night, 3 separate streams line up.
and the room goes silent.
Level 5. Voice intercept. The first time you hear a voice, the job changes. Before that, everything was abstract. Records, signals, maps, movement. Then the audio plays through your headset. A man speaking calmly in another language. A second voice answering. A pause that lasts too long. A word your translation software highlights. You do not know if this call matters. That is someone else's decision. Your job is to tag, summarize, and escalate. Still, the voice stays with you. Not because it sounds evil, because it sounds normal. A tired man, a quiet room, a phone pressed close to his face. Maybe he is dangerous. Maybe he is not. Maybe he is just close to someone who is. That is the problem with surveillance. It does not begin with certainty. It begins with proximity. And once proximity is enough to matter, the circle gets wider.
Level 6. Pattern of life. At this level, you are not looking at one call. You are looking at a life. Morning movement, work routes, repeated locations, late-night contacts, devices that appear together, separate, then appear together again. The phrase they use is clinical. Pattern of life. It sounds cleaner than what it means. A person wakes up. A person drives. A person buys food. A person visits someone. A person goes home. And somewhere inside that ordinary routine, analysts search for risk. You build a timeline, not with drama, with small facts. Monday, 8:12. Device active near apartment. Monday, 8:49. Device near transit station. Monday, 9:21. Device near government building. The more complete the pattern becomes, the less human it feels. That scares you. Because the system is not angry. It is not suspicious. It is not curious. It is patient. Level 7. Domestic line. The first time a domestic number appears, everyone becomes careful. The room does not panic. It tightens. A supervisor comes over. A legal officer is called. Access rules are checked. Retention rules are checked. Authority rules are checked. You are told not to open anything further. Your hands leave the keyboard. The number sits on the screen like a locked door. One line connecting an overseas target to someone inside the United States. Maybe nothing. Maybe a mistake. Maybe a family member. Maybe a journalist. Maybe a student. Maybe someone who has no idea their number just entered a classified workflow. This is the part the public argues about, where protection ends, where intrusion begins. Who decides? How often they are wrong. Inside the building, nobody says it emotionally. They say it procedurally. But procedure does not make the line feel less dangerous. It only decides who is allowed to cross it.
Level 8. The Black Room. You are invited into a room without your phone. No windows, no bags, no personal devices. Just a table, screens, and people whose names you already know not to ask about. The briefing is higher than anything you have seen before. A foreign network, a suspected attack chain, multiple agencies, multiple countries, multiple legal authorities stacked together like glass. Your role is small. Confirm whether the pattern matches previous activity. You look at the screen. Same timing. Same routing behavior. Same strange silence before movement.
Same devices waking up in sequence. You say yes. The room accepts it. No one thanks you. No one reacts dramatically. A decision moves forward somewhere above you. That is the strange thing about high-level intelligence work. You do not press a button. You say one sentence. And the sentence becomes permission for people you will never meet to act.
Level 10. The mirror. Then one night, the system reflects back at you. Not directly, not illegally, just through the logic you now understand too well. You leave work. Your phone reconnects outside the secure area. Your car passes a camera. Your card pays for gas. Your home Wi-Fi logs back in. Your streaming app opens. Your location history quietly updates. Nothing unusual, nothing special, just life. But now you can see the outline. Not the classified version, not the government version, the ordinary commercial one. The version everyone carries willingly. You stand in your kitchen, phone on the counter, screen lighting up with a notification. For the first time, you do not see a device. You see a witness. And that is when the job follows you home. Because you finally understand the real secret. Surveillance is not only something governments do. It is the shape of modern life.
Level 11. The Senior Analyst. Years later, younger analysts bring you their first fears. They ask if the system is too powerful. They ask if anyone really understands what it can become. They ask how you sleep after seeing this much. You give them the answer someone once gave you. Follow the rules. It is not enough, but it is what the building is built on. Rules, authorities, logs, approvals, audits, limits. All the things meant to turn power into procedure. And most days you believe in them. Most days. Then a new tool appears. A faster model. A better correlation engine. A system that finds patterns humans missed for years. Everyone calls it progress. You look at the demo and feel your chest go cold. Because the machine is not just helping analysts see. It is learning what to look for before anyone asks.
Level 12. They see you. At the final level, the room becomes quiet again. Not because nothing is happening, because too much is. Every screen is calm. Every process has a name. Every search has a justification. Every alert has a workflow. Every intrusion has a legal paragraph attached to it. That is what makes it terrifying. Not chaos. Order. The system does not look like a villain. It looks like a spreadsheet. It looks like a map. It looks like a safety protocol. It looks like people doing their jobs under fluorescent lights, telling themselves that every line exists for a reason. Maybe they are right. Maybe most of it is necessary. Maybe the world really is dangerous enough to require this much watching. But as you stare at the glowing map, one thought stays with you. The old fear was that someone might be watching. The new fear is that no one can stop.
You thought surveillance meant cameras. Then you learned it meant patterns. Calls, locations, devices, payments, silence. The modern world does not hide people. It records them. And at the highest level, the scariest thing is not that they see you. It is that the system remembers what you looked like yesterday and starts guessing where you will be tomorrow.